Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194 and I appreciate you stopping by my channel to check out my video. And we are here at Mount Panorama. And I had a request to work on a setup from Connor on the McLaren 720S here at Bathurst. So that's what we're going to do. So I figured, I haven't done a setup guide in a while. And never on the McLaren anyway, so I figured we could both learn and see what we can figure out on the McLaren to see if we can pick up any time on it. So we're here in practice in an event, a weekend event here at Mount Panorama, and already got the tire, should be relatively close. So let's go out on the aggressive and just run a few laps and then start from there and see what we can do.
Green light, go, go, go.
And I already have the, got the steering changed and the fuel to 50 liters. So that's already, that's the only thing. I haven't done anything else. The fastest I ran, so I ran a few laps already, was a 204.5. Like a mid 204. See what we can do here. Woo, look at that sun. Hopefully the tires will be close. A little too deep there. Oh, look at the traffic coming out of there.
Car on the left, clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Alright, see what we can, if we can get through some of this traffic, get some laps. The aggressive setup works really good. I mean, running mid 204s for me, not, you know, terrible. I mean, that's obviously no drafting or anything. So I was by myself when I did it. So practicing. So like I said, it's not bad. I suspect I might run a little faster here with this draft. Front end washed out. Behind that big old Bentley. Good for going down the straightaway, but not good for going around the corners. I mean, as far as following it. See how many times I wreck here. Curious to see what we can do here in a few laps. Tires are way down, so obviously it's a lot cooler now than it was or something, because the tires are definitely off. That all up. Dang it. Well, that Bentley can get through that last part, can it? I think it can scoot through there. Man, I wish they'd make a model of that car. Great looking car.
On the left.
Whoops. Oh, man. That was not a good wreck. Guess I should have just backed out. Debris everywhere. I'm not too worried about it here. It's just AI. I would definitely be upset if I did that in multiplayer, but AI, I'm not overly upset over it, especially in just practice. See, I already got a couple seconds damage too. Isn't it beautiful here? Oh my goodness gracious. Go. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I'm going to do some more tire adjustments because obviously the tires are way off right now. Kind of. Oh, I know why. Yeah, I know why. I forgot to load my thing. Okay, here we go. That's better. That's why they're all way off. I forgot. I just put aggressive, but this is basically this is the setup with just like I said, this here. And the 50 liters. Other than that, everything's the same. And I adjusted tire pressure, so the tire pressure should be correct now. That's what it is. Okay. I didn't even see him come in the pits, the Bentley. Like again, and I like a quicker steering too, so maybe that'll help a little bit too. But probably what I'll do is I'll do it like I usually do. You know, I'll set the show the setup obviously. I think we got it pretty good, and then do a qualifying and all that, and then do the race on a separate video for people that don't want to watch, you know, the guide itself. Go through all this. Whoa.
Oh, got some light damage on the front of the car.
Yeah, there's my wreck.
Box, we have to repair the car.
You ain't kidding, I have to repair the car. I can't really get back. Oh, let's start this again. It's the first wreck. So we're 8th right now. Probably gonna be, might be many more of those. Hey, there's the Aston Martin, the V12. Oh, that thing can fly down the straightaway. I see this is down a little bit on the straightaway speed. Or, you know, just the way in the aggressive form. So See if we can maybe help it a little bit. I don't want to give up too much of the handling though, but so we'll have to see how it goes. See, the McLaren's pretty popular, it seems like, which is good. Really, out of all the mid-engine cars, to me, it's really, not that bad to drive as far as, it's not real picky and real edgy and all those kinds of things. So, and, fast. So, I can see the being popular. Better. Whoa. That's a good place that usually doesn't do that. They don't have too much damage. That's better. Tires still seem a little low on the left side, but they're better than they were. That's better.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
Alright. Can we do one more? it. Double bang. That's all my time.
Well done, mate. Your fastest lap so far.
All right. So we need to go up about a half a pound on the left side tires. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to raise them half a pound and we should be good. Probably leave the right sides alone for now. So right up here, high 27 to 28. That's right where I want them. See what we can do about, see if we can pick up some time. I mean, I know I ran a 2:04.9, but I ran a 2:04, mid 2:04 in the practice earlier, so. But I don't want to waste half the session just trying to do that, so. Here's some damage too. You got 15 seconds worth of damage, so that's up there. That's not real super bad, but that's bad. That's still pretty good. It's probably slowing me down some right there, especially down the straightaways where it's critical here for sure. So let's start fresh. Those two pressures up on the left side. Leave these alone. All right. So I'm not going to adjust any of these. We're just going to go over what they look like. Obviously the tires, you know, again, about normal as far as their setup. First, they got caster is always maxed out on the McLaren. It seems like they don't have that much, so they don't have a lot of caster on it. But everything else seems pretty good. 3, 4, that's fine. Of course, number 2 brake pads. This looks pretty good. About normal stuff. Dampers. You see how they put so much bump and fast bump in these on the front, which usually they don't do that, and that's because probably because you're going down that hill. They are coming down, you know, ready to come down that downhill straight. That's all that weight's up on the front of the car. So they probably stiffen up the front end of it to handle that. So of course we'll start here. That's where I start with the arrow. And this is we have a 7.2 front arrow variation. And right now we have 50 liters, so let's check the fuel load. So it's gonna actually lose some, just a few tenths as it goes. So with 10 liters, it drops down to 6.9. So that's not real bad. So you're only talking about 3/10. So basically, as the car gets lower on fuel, it's gonna tighten up a little bit. So it's good, always nice to know that. I try to do that all the time now. Something I've added just so I know on what side to kind of set the car up at, on the on the oversteery side or on the understeery side, or something like that if I have to make a choice. I don't want to lower it. Excuse me. I don't want to lower it anymore because I heard it hit a few times on some of those downhills and things. I heard it like a little scrape, so I don't want to lower the front. But the rear is what I'm concerned about because we need speed. And you can see right here, this is almost maxed. So it's only 1 for max. So we need more speed. We got 7.2 right now, so I'm going to go back 1, which will get us almost to 8. So that's a lot. So we're going to cut this back down as much as we can. So now we're only at 7.3. So we're basically right there. I might even add a teeny bit more. So we've gained about a half a point, 0.5. We were 7.2. Now we're up to 7.7. So let's try this. So it's the one thing I've done is basically lower the rear and take one click out of the wing. We'll save it. Of course, we did make a air adjustment on the tires again. So, but that's that's just normal stuff. Trying to keep the tires in check. Oh, look at this traffic jam. So we'll see what we can do. Hopefully this thing will pick up some straightaway speed. Caught up to these guys.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
My buddy Stoltz. AMG's pulling away from me down the straightaway. That's not good. car feels pretty good. Dang it. You slow down in the craziest places. Dang it.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Dang it. Ah, dang it. Hit that bump, upset the car, about threw me into the wall.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
So far so good. Tires are perfect. A teeny bit high, but that's alright. They're really just right where I want them. Well, I'm starting to like it, running them right around 28. Another Bentley. So AI is at 97 and aggression is 96. My normal settings. can get through that last part. That Bentley can go.
Car on the left.
Must be taking
Clear on the left.
Gotta be. Alright. Just one lap here, see if I can get a decent time, see what don't get held up. Messed that up a little bit.
Well done, mate. Personal best.
All right. Move this up to second. Behind Stoltz. I think he's first. That wasn't even a perfect lap, but that was a couple places I messed up, so probably could get into high 203s. But that's good. Car feels really good. I think I like it. It rotates good. Got a little bit more straightaway speed. You know, I don't want to sacrifice up here for getting a little, you know, another. Which the car is almost, you know, it's almost maxed out anyway. So you're not going to get much more anyway. So. So you'd lose. So now I just want to get it more stable, or you could maybe push a little harder just to get a little bit, so to pick up a little more time. You can see right there, there's just not much more. It ain't gonna get much more. About perfect. Even drafting, you're probably not going to gain a lot. So tires look perfect. And we still got a teeny bit of damage from, I think when I scraped the wall there. It's only about a second and a half, so that doesn't really matter that much. All right. So, yep, this Stoltz is ahead of us. Not by much, barely. So, let's see what the tires. It's only 5 degrees there. And 4 degrees here. 5 degrees here. And 5 degrees here. So basically it's 5 degrees all the way around. That's not terrible, but that's close to what I like it. So let's start with the tires. Really, 5 degrees. Let's just go one more. So I don't mind going 6 or even maybe 7 at the very most. But let's just try it to see if it picks us up any. But back here, I'd rather go the other way because I prefer to be a little tighter in temperatures back here on the rear. So let's knock this down. To 3.2, negative 3.2. Let's try that and just see how it goes. Another thing I want to do. No graining, so that's always a good thing. Okay, so we have, so basically I just made a small negative camber adjustment on the front and a little bit bigger one, but going the other way on the back. And that is to get the, we don't mind if we can get performance. I'd like to leave it here. I mean, if it doesn't show anything or doesn't really make any difference or whatever, then I'll put it back because I'd rather not get any graining on the tires. And sometimes the more negative camber will do that. So we'll just try this to see how it goes. But back here, I'd rather have less to help the tire and get more tire contact on the road. So, especially when you're braking and all that and you're going straight. So, electronics, I'll leave it the way it is. It's fine. This, I'm going to go to the #1 brake pad. See if that helps. And then this here. Let's just leave it for now. I don't want to get too crazy, too ahead of myself. Still got 18 minutes in this session. This part is good. I really like it. It feels good. So it's at 7.7 right now to the positive. So let's just, we changed the tire part as far as just teeny adjustments on the alignment and put the #1 brake pads on it. And that's it. So let's try that. Just do a few laps. Hopefully we can just do a few. Don't gotta sit there and do a whole bunch of them. Look at the crowd. Looking to see if anybody was coming. I don't see anybody. It must be all crowded in one big crowd. See if we can do a couple laps. But, yeah, the McLaren to me is a lot easier to set up than the Lamborghini and the Ferrari, even the Audi. It behaves a lot better. I mean, it doesn't, the rear end doesn't have a mind of its own like those other cars. So I'm really happy with it. And of course, his forte is handling. I mean, it's probably, if not the best, it's probably one of the best handling cars in ACC. Got that big old huge diffuser back there. It's so low, and I mean, it's just, you know, but where it seems like it's lacking a little bit in top speed, but that's okay. I mean, look at this, we're second here, and this is a speed track, so you know, that tells you right there, it makes up a lot everywhere else. Still ain't warmed up yet. Rotates really good. Like I said, this car is really nice to set up. Good. Just getting out here. Right.
The fastest lap so far.
Picked up right there. Now we're number one.
On the left. Clear on the left.
All right, get a little bit of draft help. I'm happy with that. You knock our pressures down a little. Probably getting hotter. You know, days starting to get a little hotter, so I might knock them down all down just a couple. They're very equal, so I like that. That was on a good lap too. Probably could drop some more. McLaren right in front of him. Racetrack traffic jam. So far, so good. Alrighty. Got 203.97. I'm just going to drop these back a couple. There we go. Okay, so we did the aero. It's really good. I just don't see they're really improving upon it. Dampers, the car's handling pretty good, so I don't really see an issue with that either. You can make fine adjustments because you're not going to gain much. And of course we've done tires. Oh yeah, let's look at the tires. See, it's still only 4. That's 5, even with the 4.3. That's 4. And that's 4, so we tightened it up a little bit there. No graining, but of course they only had a few laps on them. But I'll leave that there for now. As I say, we wouldn't change it, but I'll leave it there. So the only last thing would be mechanical. So mechanical is some of it is just a guessing game. I mean, obviously the car's handling decent. I like to keep it that way. Let's adjust the anti-roll bar a little bit, just to get it to keep it from the tires from wearing bad. So I'm hoping it'll keep the tires wearing even. So we'll just stiffen it up a little bit, especially a couple of those hard turns. Brake bias with the back end, keep wanting to slide out. I'm going to just raise it up a teeny bit to 59, just a teeny bit, and take some of the back brake out of it. We can always adjust this on the fly, but I don't want the back brake right now upsetting the back of, in those hard braking zones, upsetting the back of the car. And then we have here the springs, which of course they call them wheel rates. I call them springs, but same thing. Just like at dampers, I call them shock absorbers. And that's what we call them here in the U.S. And I'm just going to make a couple small little adjustments to tighten it up. Let's see what they got. Raise it up a little bit. It's a big drop. Let's leave those the way they are, but I'm going to adjust this down. Because I don't want that much movement. So what I'm doing is I'm having the bushing to where it's the bushing that's on the shock, that's on the shaft of the shock, and I'm making it to where it doesn't have as much movement before it hits that bushing. Any-roll bar is good. Preload diff's good. I wouldn't mess with those, at least right now. So pretty much everything else should be the same. Oh, what about... Yeah, that's still good. That's fine. We'll look at the brake ducts. 4 and 3 should be fine for this because you got a lot of air going through there. So let's try this out. And so we adjusted the anti-roll bar, did the brake bias, the wheel rate is the same, but I adjusted the bump stop rate and the range and left the bump stop rate the same down here, but adjusted the range pretty dramatically. So let's see if we can get a couple laps in before the end. See how it reacts. Again, I mean, you know, the aggressive isn't bad. I mean, it's, you know, a decent setup for sure. Hopefully I'm communicating this all right, not going too fast. Again, you can ask any questions or feedback, and I can get back with you, you know, to clarify anything. What we can do here. Another reason I stiffened it up, the back end might be coming around because the front's diving too much on the brakes and it's making all the air get on the front, and then it makes the back want to rotate too much. So, I mean, I don't know that for sure, but I mean, that's why I just stiffened it up. I mean, with the bump stops, I just stiffened the front a teeny bit. So, nothing drastic. Maybe it'll help. It'll help that. You know, you want air to get back to the diffuser back there. That's what keeps the back end, helps keep it planted. Like I said, these GT3 cars are extremely aero sensitive. Feels good. That was stupid. little bit. Whoa, still doing it. Dang it. I'll get one more lap, see what we can do. Feels good. So, especially for still having a lot of fuel in it. Wow. Definitely reacted to that. Lost a lot somewhere.
Session is now over.
203.53. All right. It's about a second faster than I did with the just stock aggressive. So again, I'm really happy with that. Really happy with that. The car feels very, very raceable, very fun. So, yeah, that's right there. Let's see what the, shoot, right there, that's a tenth right there. That's a tenth and a half. That's about the same. So, I mean, I still could have ran down in the 40s. So, I'm real happy with that. And I don't think there's really, let's, well, I can't go to the, I can check it when I get into the menu though. I want to check the tires. Okay, let's look at the setup. Because it should be on there. Yeah, they look fine. Of course, they're not hardly anywhere. I only had a couple laps, but I don't see any graining or anything. That's the main thing. So, everything looks good. If anything, this doesn't look like it's doing much. But we'll leave it at that. Trying to make a setup for it. So basically, run over this also. So anybody that gets the link from this understands what it is. I put, my, Sky, and then, maybe one or two or whatever it would be version, and then the car, and then the track. and then I put, you know, at the end I can put OP means optimum. So the track that the setup there was set up. This setup is under an optimum track. I mean, sometimes I put GR for green, or I can put maybe if it's wet, I'll put wet, or damp, or some other thing. But I mean, that's usually the last thing I put on there is for what the track conditions are. So I just wanted to let everybody know about that. So when you see it, that's what that is for. There. So we have that set up. And we'll move on to qualifying.
Green light. Give it away.
Here we go for qualifying. 10 minutes.
Green light. Go, go, go.
I don't think this is a good base setup. It's right there where we need to be. Might have to adjust tires again. I don't know. I just want to do a few laps anyway. Whoa! That was not good. Weird thing. I can't do that before. Mountain bit me. About 2 seconds worth. Not really that much. Well, let's see what we can do. I've been trying to take my time actually, because let all these guys get out on the track so they're not messing me up. No right turn. Sign up there.
Whistle first.
To a 4.86. Track slowed up. Tires are getting hot too. Decent time here.
Well done, mate. Your fastest lap so far. Your lap times are validated. Please try to stay on the track.
Nope. Get another lap in, see what we can do with that. Cool the tires off just a little bit. Barely tapped the wall. better. Hope I can keep this when I get there. He in his 203s. Come on. Oh, man.
Cut detected. We got some light damage on the front.
Dang it. Typical qualifying for me. We're going to be down near in the middle somewhere. Hopefully not too far down. 203.36 Stoltz got. I think it'll race good though. They might be running, I don't know if they're running light fuel or what. So if they were, I definitely will race good because I still had 50 liters in the tank. So we'll see where we end up. So, like I say, we'll see what we can do here. Hopefully the setup will work good. I mean, I could always throw 15, 20 liters with the fuel and throw a killer time. But, it doesn't help me. I mean, I do that in multiplayer because everybody else does it. But I don't do it in this. And the reason being is I want to see how it races. So, I mean, I love to be on the pole and all that, but I mean, like when I'm running my championship and things like that, of course, I'd rather be up near the front because I'm really wanting to get points and do good. But the main goal of this is to develop a setup and see how it races, see what goods and bads are, and make sure it's okay. I mean, so if I start in the middle of the field, well, then that's okay. I get to pass. See if I can pass some people, or I can't pass people. I go the other way. So that tells me what's going on. So I make sure it's a decent setup. I try to have it decent for everybody, myself included, and everybody that wants to try it. So, of course, there's my new livery. I love the looks of that thing. The McLaren, I mean, I like the McLaren anyway, but I like that livery. I like that. Really nice. Let's look at the, let's see. Just look at one lap, see what it looks like. I always like to look at least one lap. Beautiful track, just absolutely gorgeous every time I see this. It just looks really pretty there, and of course I have a lot of subscribers that I don't know how close they are to the track, but have been there, so I bet that's awesome. It looks really awesome there, and of course ACC Kunos just did an awesome job with the track, just making it look all the details and realistic. It just looks awesome. One thing McLaren doesn't seem to like, which a lot of mid-engines don't, all the Ferrari and Lamborghini are the same way. They don't like braking real late into the turn. I mean, they don't mind braking late, but if you try to trail brake, they don't really care for it. All right, looks pretty good. So let's go to the next session, and then I'll go over the setup one last time. See, now it's getting cool. So the tires will cool down now, so they'll be plenty cool. Let's go over the setup, and of course we got the left front at 27, the left rear at 26.8, the right front at 26.5, and the right rear at 26.3. The toe is negative 0.1, and the camber is negative 4.3 with the caster at 8. The toe on the rear is 0.15 with the camber at negative 3.2. And electronics are 3 and 4. Fuel's 50 liters with the number 1 brake pad. Mechanical, we have 6 on the anti-roll bar, 59 with the brake bias, all the way down the steering ratio. The springs or wheel rate in the front are 166,000, which I did not change. 1100 bump stop rate, 0 bump stop range. And on the rear, the wheel rate's 170,000 with a bump stop rate of 500 and a bump stop range of 10, which I did change. I didn't change the springs though. Those were the same. Any roll bars 3, and the preload in the diff is 80. Dampeners I have not touched. So front is 26, 31, 14, and 18. Rear is 20, 23, 22, and 23. Aero 53 in the front, 72 in the back with a 6 rear wing and a 4 and a 3 and the brake ducts. And the front aero variation is right around 7.6, 7.7, somewhere around that, which we gained, I think it was 7.2, I think it was stock with the aggressive. So we gained about a half a point to put more weight on the front to get it to rotate just a little bit more, but it's still very solid. And we'll leave it at that. So I sure hope you enjoyed that. I sure hope you communicated that okay to everybody. And of course we're starting 11th, and I'll put this on a separate video. Probably, I don't know when it'll post, but I'll put it on a separate video in case somebody doesn't want to watch all that. And I sure hope everybody has a great day, and I hope you come back and visit again. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe and hit the bell. It sure would help the channel, and I appreciate it. And y'all take care. See ya.